By supporting the Flower Valley Conservation Trust, that's where we found goodness. Pick and Pay, always there for you.
Welcome back. You're with Expresso here on SABC3, and right now we're taking a trip down the road of health. The flu virus is associated with about 36,000 deaths and 500,000 hospitalizations every year, and it is to blame for 40 million days of missed work worldwide annually. And yet a recent online survey found that 84% of employees admit going to work while sick. But by going to work, you can of course infect your colleagues by spreading your germs. Flu etiquette in the workplace is very important, and Fransa Katz is here in her office to give us some tips. Fransa, very nice to have you. I see we are in the office and we're talking flu etiquette, which I think is a major important topic. But first of all, let's talk about the flu virus itself. At what stage are you most likely to infect someone else?
Well, the problem is that you could only show symptoms of having the flu 1 to 4 days after you have been infected.
Okay,
so why it's important, this flu etiquette, is you could be talking to somebody, interacting with someone who has the virus and you don't know it because they're not showing the symptoms.
Okay, so they might not know it either.
They wouldn't know it either. Only when the symptoms arrive do they know about it, and would you know about it.
Okay, so
yeah,
hence,
you can be infected and you wouldn't even know about it.
Jeez, that I think there's where a little bit of a grey area comes into where the flu etiquette we are talking about. But okay, so if you are sick, obviously, like I've said, people still go to work if they are feeling sick because I mean we're dedicated people,
I know, but you're actually doing yourself and your colleagues, a disservice by going to work. And I know I do the same. It's a matter of I can't stay at home. I've got too much to do.
Yeah.
But you should stay at home until about, say, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Once your fever is broken and you've got no fever, another 24 hours at home, and only then go back to work.
Great. So,
and then follow the flu etiquette, which is what we're going to talk about.
So let's talk a bit about that. What is your top tips for flu etiquette at work? What
most of us, I think we all know what the tips are. It's the basic things that we all know, but we don't always consciously think about doing it.
Well, it's good you're coming in to give us a bit of a refresher.
First thing, which I'm sure everyone knows, is washing of hands. So important, not only when you've used the restroom or before you eat, but also in the workplace. When you've greeted somebody by a handshake, it's a good idea to wash your hands afterwards. Now, you don't want to end up looking like Monk that grabs his little hand towel, but it's a good idea to keep something like a waterless hand sanitizer at your desk, in your drawer, in your handbag. So that, yes, once you have been, greeting people, just rub a bit on your hands and because that way, by touching, you can transfer the germs.
Exactly.
Also, doorknobs. Your laptop, it's a good idea, your computer, to just wipe it off every now and then with a sanitizing towel. Using the same stationery, pens. You tend to use your neighbors. My pencil just broke. Can I borrow yours?
Because
and that's the way you transfer the germs and the viruses.
Exactly.
So it's a good idea to just wipe that off every now and then. And during the day, when you remember, just put a bit of waterless hand sanitizer
it's nice. You carry it with you. You don't need water or tap close by. And
because you don't want to run to the restroom every 5 minutes to go wash your hands.
Exactly. Then again, it does give you a little bit of a break from work. No, I'm just kidding. You have to ask for a note from the boss. But I mean, the flu virus can actually sit on an object for quite some time afterwards.
Absolutely. And one of the areas at the workplace that they also love breeding is in the kitchen area. Good idea. We tend to sometimes have tea or coffee and just rinse your cup. No, wash it with soapy hot water. And if your colleague, say you had the flu and we work closely together, without being rude, I would say, sorry, I know you're not too well. You have got a bit of the flu, so I'm not going to be too friendly today. I'm just going to keep my distance. Because by being close with that person, you're going to pick it up. And then if you have a cold or the flu, important to remember, and I'm sure we all know it and we do it, but it's important to mention it, always to cover nose and mouth when you cough or sneeze.
I was about to ask, is it maybe in your best interest to wear a little mask when you do feel you're really sick and you have to absolutely go to work?
it's in the best interest of everybody else.
Exactly.
You know, but
Okay.
we're not in this country used to doing that. But
Sure.
that is a very good idea, because
Yeah.
if you sneeze, there's about 3,000 droplets that are spread into the air that
just-
contains the virus or
hangs
the
around.
bacteria. Yeah.
Exactly.
So keep your distance a bit from those that are
Yeah.
a bit ill, and wash your hands regularly.
Okay, so those are
Those are important
the top
ways.
tips, because
And just to add to that, because the flu season is on the go, you want to boost your immune system.
exactly. So how do you go about preventing it from flu? If we made it this far without getting the flu, we've got just a few more months to go.
So when you're going to get into contact with those viruses at work, so take we've got a big variety, different ranges of boosters that can just give your immune system that extra boost, that when you're in contact with the flu virus, that your body is ready to fight it, that you don't actually succumb to it and end up getting the flu. So at our Pick n Pay pharmacies, go in, speak to our pharmacist. As I said, there's different types. They'll be able to tell you which one is best suitable for your situation.
Brilliant. Fransa, thank you so much. And I think, like you've said, it all comes down to just being considerate to the people around you, because not only, I mean, are you looking after the person that's in front of you right now, but that person go home to their families and you know, run the risk of
maybe
infecting
little
their
kids.
wife, their kids, everything. Exactly. So be considerate to your colleagues at work. And like I said, we're going to be talking a little bit later about how to try and curb the flu virus at home. Fransa, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Now, get back to work. We'll
Yes,
see you guys
yes.
right now. It's time for our MTN Mahara moment of the day.
By supporting the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center, that's where we found goodness. Pick n Pay, always there for you.